Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing really well. I felt this would be an appropriate day to give you some news update. There you go. I know I'm smiling, but inside I'm crying. As you see by the title of this video, I will be talking to you guys about an update on what's going on with the airlines, what's happening to us flight attendants, what's happening in the world basically. And we've got news from our CEO who gathered all of us together on a conference call where we get to see him live and we get to ask questions. Now they've picked the most asked questions and our CEO answered them. He was nice enough to take time from his schedule because I know he's got a big load on his back. He's got a lot of responsibility. From what he was telling us, he hasn't slept. Obviously it's understandable. The airlines are trying to stay afloat. And it's been very stressful for us flight attendant not knowing where we're gonna be tomorrow. Now with that said, we were told that some of us will be furloughed and another percentage of us will be laid off, unfortunately. Yes, so it's a little sad, and they have to give us by law 60-day notice, and we were given that notice not too long ago, which means that in 30 days, we will have the names of the people that will be laid off. So it's very sad for all of us in the industry. A lot of us worked hard to be where we're at, to go from the application process, the interview process, the getting our CJO, the training. It's been a really, really tough process to get to where we're at. And now working for the company, there was such a feeling of being proud and a feeling of accomplishment. And just the fact that we were told that, that is going to come to an end is very, very sad. Our CEO said he hasn't slept a wink, which is understandable. He sold a lot of shares just to stay afloat. They are losing over $100 million a month. So we were told. We've seen a lot of airlines kind of working together with other airlines such as JetBlue and American Airlines, who have paired up and are trying to control the entire New York area, and they're trying to help each other out in this hard time. All the airlines are kind of reaching out to other airlines and trying to pair up and try to stay afloat. It's very stressful for all of us. Like I said, I know you guys work so hard to either get your CJO or get your application in, or even like waiting to go to training, or even graduated from training. I don't know where your situation is at, but unfortunately, because they're laying off people that have worked for the company for over 2 years, 3 years and more, and because we're facing, being laid off, unfortunately for all of you, that is gonna come to an halt. They're not going to proceed with any of those applications for now. Now, I don't know what's going to happen for you guys, but I know for us employees of the airline, if we are laid off, there's a possibility that we can be rehired in 2021, 2022. So maybe like next summer, beginning of fall. It's looking like if the airlines start picking up again, they may rehire us in seniority ranks. So if, for example, I've been with the company 10 years, obviously I will not be furloughed and I will not be laid off. If I've been working for the company for only a year or two, which is my situation, I'm gonna be in that 30 percentile of who they're looking at for them to be laid off, and I might be one of them, fortunately. My coworker and I kind of like looked at numbers, actually she did, and we look like we're the 23rd percentile of the people that may be laid off. So if they're if they're laying off 20 to 30%, we are 23%. So we may keep our job, but it's not looking good for us, unfortunately. We don't have that many years in just yet. And they're looking at just kind of like putting us aside so they don't have to pay that extra paycheck. They are trying to save as much money as possible to keep afloat. Right now it's costing them so much money. Like I said, 100 million, it's not even conceivable for us, but for the airlines, that's how much revenue they bring in on a regular basis. And so we were doing so good. We were expanding. We had so many airplanes coming in. We had so many hiring events. We were one of the most, the most active airlines. I mean, we were hiring almost every month, and we were training new crews. And so it's kind of sad to hear, and I was saddened by the news. I'm not gonna lie. I think all of us were very concerned about our career. A lot of the seniors will keep flying, lucky them, but they've earned it. I mean, they've worked for the company, they've been faithful to them. And I understand how the company is looking at us as not a burden per se, but more of a economical burden, I guess, at the end of the day, because they have to pay for us when they don't need to, and they already have the crew that they need to stick around for the little planes that we have and the little flights that we have. In July, we have the most lines, and unfortunately for August, it didn't look good, so they cut more than half the lines, and they said that they're going to keep cutting. So, and not just that, we have a lot of planes that are just sitting there, and they have to pay for maintenance fee, and all those fees are adding up, and they are just totally struggling. So in order to economically address the issue, furloughing us and laying us off is the best thing to do. Now they will not be touching our paycheck, which is a good thing. So if I am to stay on board with my airline, they are not going to decrease my pay, which is very nice. So they have negotiated that, which is a great thing, but they are cutting a lot of lines. So what we were used to seeing my airline go from point A to point B is probably no longer. So let's say you're used to a certain route that you take, that might be canceled as well. I know internationals are on hold right now. We're not doing any of those unless we're told differently, but because of COVID, it's affected us a big deal. I think if people, from what our CEO was telling us, when the vaccine comes out, people feel more confident getting out there and traveling. Hopefully, we're hoping it'll start picking up, but we won't be rehired for another year or maybe more. So it is so sad. I mean, a lot of airlines have offered, for example, Southwest, like the retirement plan where you can kind of pick and choose that and move forward. Or you can take like a leave of absence. I believe it was 3, 6 months, 12 months. I remember my girlfriend telling me about that. We didn't get into the details because it's just kind of a sad situation. But I believe she took that just to help the airline not pay for her and, make best use of her time and spend more time with her children. We haven't given that opportunity. We weren't given that opportunity to choose if we wanted to retire early, take a severance pay, or even just kind of go on leave. They've just decided we are going to lay you off or we're going to furlough you, one of the two, but there's just no options for us to take, which is kind of a little disappointing, but at the same time they have to do what they have to do, so you got to look at the positive of it all. They're doing what's best for them, and we want to make sure that airline stays afloat. Now, regardless of the ACT loan that we received, it kept us afloat this long, so we're thankful for that. So maybe up to October. After that, this is why they're going to start laying people off, because the loan can only go so far. With that said, we have partnered with another company who are going to help us fly some of the destinations. But there's no details per se. It's just a rumor. So we'll see what happens. I'll tell you guys more about that. With that said, I'm a little bummed because now my source of revenue has been, I haven't been furloughed or laid off yet, but knowing how many years I have at the company, I'm pretty sure I'm at the bottom. And so I have to look at the future, and I have to look forward to what I'm going to do financially. And I am going through a divorce. It is costing me in lawyer's fee. I have this beautiful house that I have to maintain on my own. I'm not getting any help. I'm getting very little child support, barely enough to go grocery shopping twice. I have bills. I mean, for me to survive, I need about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. I mean, that's including the mortgage, which is right now behind. I am trying to find a source of revenue. I've done some Lyft and Uber on the side just to help me keep afloat and at least pay the electricity and help my kids with food on the table. With that said, it's not a funny situation to be in, to be honest. And then I'm probably going to be at a point in my life where I need to ask for help. I don't like asking for any help, but sometimes you just have to put your ego aside and just kind of reach out, just until this divorce is over and I can get the financial aid that I deserve as a wife that stood by her husband for 15 years, who deserves a lot more than what I'm getting in child support right now. But that not only has it's all happening all at the same time. So you're getting your job, you know, you're getting a cut in your job pay, you're insecure, you're going through this and that. So I think that the stress that I can put upon myself could be enormous. I'm trying not to. I'm very positive, and I always think that where there's a will, there's a way. I've always managed financially to be very independent, and I will do it again. It's just hard to actually leave your kids and find a job when you know, you're the sole provider who was supposed to be there for me isn't at this time. So it's stressful, and I just feel like I'm strong enough to get through this, and I think the hard times will make you a lot stronger. I've been through so much the last couple of months, and I'm surprised how calm I've been through it all. I think just my upbringing and the way that all the stuff that I face in my life, maybe the strong person that I am today, and it's helped me get through all these tough times. Now, I keep my health going, because that for me is really, really important. Because without your health, how can you even take care of your children, take care of your bills, or do so? To me, every morning, just having a good workout, eating healthy, making sure that my mind and my health is okay is very important, and everything else is secondary. You know, a place to live, food. I mean, I'm not saying it's secondary, but you know, you could always manage or find a way, you know? So I don't know if you guys, I'm sure some of you guys are in my situation. Others are not, because you are married, you have someone that can support you and help you. And if you are, God, you got to give all the blessings. I want to give you all my blessings to you, and I want you to continue getting that support. I mean, especially in times like we are going through today. I know things will work out for me. I just don't know what the future holds right now, so we're a little bit on limbo. Also, haven't done my recurrent. There isn't much work at all, so you're not really getting paid anything. And then there's the cost of living when you're commuting, because you have to eat every day, and then you have to pay for your crash pad, and then you have a sitter, and I mean, all these things add up. So it's really hard for me to go to work and spend all that money when I'm not even making that money back. So me going to work right now just wouldn't make sense. And there is no work. It's really hard to find work when you're on reserve. Like I said, they've cut the lines so much that they have more flight attendants than the flights available. So it wouldn't make sense for me to work anyways. And with this furlough and me getting recurrent, and even if I do recurrent right now, unfortunately, it wouldn't work out, because if they do lay you off, I would do all this basically for nothing. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's a good thing to have, I guess. If they do rehire, you have it under your belt, but they will recurrent. They will have everyone do recurrent all over again anyways, because when you're off for that long, you tend to forget. You tend to forget how to work, and so that would be a good refresher. So from what I gather, they would retrain everyone to go back, basically a group at a time. So I don't see the purpose of doing it right now, since I might not have a job in about 30 days. So with that said, I am totally hustling the Uber. I've become a really good driver, I gotta say. I think I'm like a 5-star rating right now. I've done some Dash where I deliver food, which is so much fun because I get to do it with my children. So we go for little rides here and there, deliver food. make it a fun, you know, evening. Instead of going for a ride and just kind of looking at houses and lakes, we just kind of go around and deliver food to people that, hey, otherwise are probably going through an operation, can't move, or can't, you know. So a little is a bit taxing on my car for a little money, but it is fun, and we're turning it into a, you know, little fun adventures, I guess, for them and I. Anything that bonds and makes me spend time with them is what's best for me at this point. So regardless of my situation, the divorce, and, you know, I just, for some reason, I always try to see the best in things, and that's the way I've always been. And so, I'm in a happy place regardless. I mean, I could let all of this affect me, and I'm not. And I think the outlook that I have, the fact that it's positive, I think it's helped me get through so much. And that's how I help you guys too. When you're struggling with your interview and you're nervous, staying calm through the storm is the key to success regardless. So with that said, I know you guys love it when I say that. With that said, I'm feeling great. I am in I'm in a state of mind that's pretty positive. I'm healthy, which like I said, again, it's very important. And we have electricity, which is really important too, because the heat that we have right now without electricity, gosh, we're going through a heat wave in Arizona. This weekend is hitting like the 118 all the way to 120, which is ridiculous. So I can't run, unfortunately, and our gyms are closed. So that's another thing. All of our gyms are closed, so it's really hard and it's frustrating because I have to run at night now. And, you know, night running brings its own challenges because you got to bring it light and you don't see where you're going, and it's just, you know what I mean, so it's kind of like stressful in itself, but I manage. I try to do it every day just to release all the tension that I have, if that day brought any, you know, concerns or whatnot. So with that said, if going back to your training and your CJO, I know it's very disappointing. I know you guys are put on hold right now. Nothing is moving, and people that have been working for the airlines are kind of tossed aside for a little while until their revenue can kind of pick up and they can go back to, you know, how well they were doing. Because like I said, they were one of the most growing company. We were doing so well. So I mean, a lot of airlines have cut their fares in half. I have a friend who flew to see me basically from Colorado here for like as little as $60 round trip, you guys. I think it was on Frontier. I mean, the fares are so low now. They want people to fly, and they'll give you discounted fares like you wouldn't believe. So I strongly, strongly encourage you guys to just keep flying, please. The more you guys fly, the more you're showing that, you know, COVID is not, you're not fearing COVID as much. Obviously, stay protected, keep your mask on. You know how I feel about masks. I'm sure you guys have mentioned below all of, I've read all your comments. I know some of you are pro, some of you are con mask, you know. I'll tell you my belief, and you can be on board with me or you can hate me. You can hate me all you want. I don't really care. I am my person, you know, I'm who I am, and this is what I believe. I believe that if you think that you're at non-risk of it, actually, I won't even get into it, to be honest with you, because I don't want the controversy. But all you need to know is that, you know, a mask will not protect you against anything. Okay, just remember that. A mask, if someone has sneezed half an hour prior to you walking in through that sneeze, let's say you're going into a supermarket and the person in front of you sneezed and you walk through that sneeze within the first 30 minutes, and if that person had COVID, you will get it. No doubt about it. I don't care if you have a mask or no mask, you will get it, just like a common cold. You know, if somebody sneezes and they have the cold and you're in their environment, you will catch it no matter how protected you are. This mask is psychologically helping you get through the day, feeling protected, feeling like, you know, it's very psychological, I'll be honest with you. Now, you can agree or disagree, and that's okay. I don't expect anyone to agree with me at all times, but it will not protect you against anything. So whether you have it on or not, it will not do anything. If you're gonna catch something, you will. If you're gonna give it to someone, you will. And if they'll give it to you, you will. So this is not gonna do anything at all because you're still breathing. you know, through the holes of your mask. No matter how amazing your mask is, or no matter how, you know, this is the mask that you need to have, you will catch if it's meant to be. Now I don't care, you know, you can tell me all you want that you could be a carrier and not show any symptoms, blah, blah, blah. We probably had COVID. My kids probably had COVID. I remember them being really sick in December. Everybody at school was sick. They had some sort of pneumonia that wouldn't go away. I remember it lasted almost 4 weeks. I remember thinking, that's kind of weird. All the kids had them. I didn't catch it, thankfully, but everybody that I knew caught it, either from their children or children from other children at school. And it just went on and on. It wouldn't stop. And back then, we thought it was just a common flu. We didn't think any of it. It was just something that they were going through, like kids always get sick. And when this came about, now we kind of put 2 and 2 together thinking, well, that could have been it. You know, we don't know. So again, if your health is not where it needs to be, chances are your immune system is very low, and chances are you may catch it. Now, you may have symptoms, you may not. I have friends that have had it. I've had friends that I was in contact with that had it. I had a girlfriend who lives in Florida who has it presently with her fiance and his kids. Her symptoms are just she told me, light cough, and she's feeling very weak. She's feeling tired all the time. Now, I'm feeling tired all the time, and I have this little dry cough. You'll see from all my videos for the last 2 years or last year and a half, I have this little dry cough because I live in Arizona and it's dry, and you know, the desert, and so, and I'm traveling too, and I fly a lot, so I always have this cough. Now, is it COVID? No, I don't think it is. But again, you know, you can get yourself checked to make sure that you are positive or negative, but always remember that this will not protect you. So if you feel like you're at risk, don't expose yourself, don't go out there, because if you do catch it, knowing that this won't protect you, it really is a way to have everyone kind of feel secure, you know, feeling subconsciously like they're being protected so they can get out more and they can keep businesses afloat and they can travel. Because when you travel, you do need your mask at all time in the plane. And again, like I said, it's not going to do anything. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. If you guys are in contact with someone and they've coughed, or they spoke to you, or they were in your circle environment within that time length, I believe between 30 minutes to even an hour, I think it can survive that long. If it's meant to be, you will get it. So I say, you know, if you are at risk, stay home. And if you think that your immune system can handle it, then you know what, keep wearing that mask and don't be afraid. Just travel, fly, and you know what, just keep healthy, eat healthy, exercise, you know. And when I say healthy, it's not just physically healthy, it's over here too, you guys. No matter how much life will bring you down, just always try to stay positive, because there's always a message, there's always something to be learned from it all. If you can, you know, get over those big obstacles, you could surmount these little obstacles. You can surmount just about anything. And it's just teaching you something. Every day life is teaching you something. It's teaching you something about yourself, teaching you something about your family. And right now it's teaching me to spend more time with my family and appreciating them. And maybe I was traveling too much, and maybe, you know, when was the last time I sat down and had a really good conversation with my children? I mean, I always do, don't get me wrong, but you know, me not working, it's giving me more perspective, you know. So life is always teaching you something. And I just wanted to end this video by letting you guys know that I love you very much. I'm here for you guys. If you still want some training, I'm always here. You know, it's never too late, because you never know what's going to happen. Maybe they may pick up earlier than anticipated. Maybe in December the demand will be high and they may reopen and start rehiring, because I know that for American and Delta, I don't know if I should be mentioning names, but what I heard from my CEO from my airline, he was talking like a lot of the people are just leaving because they're taking an early retirement. So what's going to happen, it's going to open a lot of space for other newcomers. So you guys are going to be hiring for American and Delta and these big airlines. They haven't given us that opportunity because we have a lot of newcomers. So they're not giving that options of early retirement, but they are with the other airlines. And so that gives you a lot of opportunities to apply, and they'll be open. Keep your optimism. keep practicing with your interviews, and I know you guys are going to do amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm always here for you guys. If you need me, I'll help you with your interview process whenever it's time. Don't wait the last minute, because everybody does that and then they start panicking. If you guys start practicing now a little bit every single week, even if it's just one question, or kind of like deciding on how you would answer that question, trust me, when it comes time, you guys will have rehearsed and gain that confidence that's needed, because a lot of you just wait for last minute stuff, and it's not always fun. So and it's stressful. So I wish you all the best of luck. Share your comments below about what you think, how the airlines were looking. Maybe you work for the airlines. Maybe how is your airline looking, and share with me your thoughts. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not the most joyful video, obviously, because of what we talked about, but I love you guys, and I cannot wait to vlog again and keep you, informed as to what's going on with us. All right, take care. Please stay safe. Mask, mask, mask if you must, and if not, I got you. I totally agree, and I understand what you're going through. All right, take care, guys. See ya. Bye.